discovery at the boss guide for the Legend of Spyro the Eternal Night will take us to what I want to call Skabb's Revenge. Oh lord, yeah, it's all about Skabb in this episode. 2 encounters with that monster, plus a Skurvywing thrown in for some ridiculous reason, but never mind that. It's all about cruising for a reason as far as this pirate captain is concerned. So are you ready for it? Because you know well for sure that I am. Oh yes.
Well, it isn't the purple menace. We hope you weren't thinking of you.
Yeah, we got a smarter little chump.
Hey, who you calling chump?
You, fool, you!
It's astounding the amount of trouble you've managed to cause.
You've only brought it on yourself.
You gonna let him talk you that way, doodle brain? Shut up, fool! Fire the cannon!
Your first encounter with Skabb is right at the end of the film buff arena stage. And as you can tell, the fire established on the ship has gone to the point that it's going to be a major hazard in this particular battle, so there you go. All you've got to do here is to try and keep your distance from Skabb, otherwise he'll slash you with a hard to hit sword technique here. It's probably the best advice I could probably give in this early part of the stage. Otherwise, if he draws out his hook, make sure that you end up dodging it, and ensure that it latches onto the scenery, attack him with whatever means you've got, and there you go. I'm currently demonstrating this with level 2 Earth Flail. It makes it easier to get rid of a table as well, which in turn allows you to have more room to be able to dodge his cannonball fire later on. So yes, but feel free to use whatever strategy you could seek for. I'm open to other suggestions. Yeah. Another thing they ended up not noticing with this cannonball fire is that the more you end up damaging him, the longer it ends up taking for him to finish off his routine. So it has to be here that you have to make some very good use of dragon time for the later aspects. Otherwise you could end up having more bruises than necessary. Even when you do end up getting him down onto his vulnerable side, you shouldn't attack him for too long, otherwise I ended up hearing that he'll counter-attack you with his tongue. But I didn't get much of that going on. Or you can probably be like me and be a little bit of a daredevil like sod. But personally I wouldn't care much. I think I ended up covering everything you may need to know here. But if I have to go into more specifics concerning the cannonball routine, when he ends up firing his machine gun like ones, so a good case of weaving, jumping and gliding, moving around from left to right and so forth. And when it comes to his barrel gun fire, all these mass explosions, it's best to keep to the ground, and when he actually starts launching them, it's a case of jumping over them towards the side, making good use of dragon time if necessary. It's required if you end up coming so far and feeling that you have to get it done. Believe me, everyone must have been there, done that by now. Coming towards the final phase, didn't seem to last very long, but yeah. Remember what I keep telling you, weave through his cannonball fire, well, the machine gun like ones, should I say? And we end up doing the batched barrel ones. It's all a case of being good and cautious with this. Stay on the ground, jump over them if you need to, use dragon time if you think you're really close. And if you keep to all these basics, then as far as I know, Skabb's pretty much down for the count, alrighty?
This is where we part ways.
And out he goes. And it looks like we're going to have to chase him all the way to the pirate fleet ahead. Before Skabb can even be fought again, though, you had to end up facing yet another encounter with a Skurvywing, right over there. Well, in terminology, we're probably saying that this is right in the middle of the pirate fleet part of the film stage. So yes, the same strategy that I applied for the earlier Skurvywing and the assassin will both apply here. Ended up hearing that you can't hit him off screen for some strange reason. Not like I've ever done that before, but I personally wouldn't care much. And just like that, the Skurvywing is just about down. I think this must be my quickest segment in the entire series, so there you go. It's time to play round 2 with Scab.
Sucker, you just don't know when to quit.
Then you don't know us very well. I quit all the time. Sorry, I thought it was gonna sound cooler.
And there's certainly no quitting with this one either, because as far as I know, he could be a bit of the brute if you don't play your cards right here.
Fire the cannon.
Unlike prior repeat battles, Scab has an entirely new routine, so it's not a case of repeating the previous one. Ooh, lucky us. When Sniff ends up saying fire the cannons end up falling to the floor, it's all a case of dodging them. I thought some people would end up resorting to Dragon Time if necessary, but I didn't feel the need for that for some strange reason. And while he's end up firing, some of the smaller minions will end up coming up. They can easily be pummeled around by masses of melee attacks and whatever other kind of hard-hitting techniques you can use. I end up having a level 3 Earth flail by this point, so that makes things all the more easier for me. But still, I appreciate everyone's own strategies here. And as you just saw there, a purple bolt of lightning came up and completely lit up his sword. And if you end up getting hit by that, it's a bit of a hard amount of damage taken off you. And after that, he ends up slamming it to the ground and forming ripples on the floor. There's 4 waves of which, and you have to make sure that you'll end up dodging them as close as you can. Make sure you use Dragon Time for some of the longer ones though, because you'll never know when they might finish, and so forth. Once he's finished, that's his vulnerable point, so make sure you're hitting with whatever means you've got. The routine will start again after the bombs have stopped falling, so there's nothing much you can do at this point other than to dodge him. I've had experience with falling bombs in prior games before, so never mind that. And the routine has started all over again, firing the cannons onto the floor, but this time you ended up facing medium-sized enemies. It might be a bit of a problem for newbies, but once you be able to get the hang of it, then that's fine. The Earth Flail is very useful to me here too, because not only will you end up being able to hit the enemies, but you can sometimes also hit Scab and knock off a good chunk of his health this way. HIR at the Dark Spyro forums ended up also suggesting doing aerial melees towards some of the enemies as well, because some of those in the background would throw bombs towards you, and if you end up hitting the bombs during your aerial hits, then some could end up being flying towards Scab and knocking damage off that too. I haven't been able to test it out myself because I'm just happy enough with Earth Flailing the entire thing, but either way, we're still doing pretty good with this. The purple sword phase has been repeated once more. Don't worry about me, I just wanted to spit the blue spirit gems on the floor. I did notice something though. If you take damage, then it goes straight to the ripple phase, which can actually be pretty handy if anyone is actually daring to do a speed run. Not like I'm the right kind of person to end up doing this sort of thing though. And just like that, Scab is toast. Yes, that's the pirate stages completely covered. Thank you very much.
That ain't nothing. We don't need him to take out this book. I pity the fool that messes with us. Welcome to the world of hurt.
Ooh, that felt good. see me back there? I was like, bam! He was all pink. Which reminds me, where are we going?
I didn't get a very long look at the map, but there's got to be some sort of landmark.
Sure. I'll just keep my eyes peeled for the flashing sign that says Spooky Moon Temple. Oh no. Please tell me you're just pulling over to go to the bathroom.
Well, I don't think Spyro will be going to the bathroom, but I'm assuming that some of you guys would want to. Still, we'll seal this episode right about here. Crashing into the water. Falling into the deep abyss. And being carried over to the surface by a giant sea turtle. This is where focus for part 4 will end up coming into, where I will meet you all once again at the Celestial Caves at the White Isle. See you all there!